Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and I'm pretty sure this is the first wedding photo or page you guys are seeing me create. So, ever since I got this Aspen collection, I've been dying to do this color combo. I love the navy and mustard, and because I was using the navy and mustard so much, the remaining colors were kind of sticking out, being the pink and green, and I love how the pink and green look together by themselves. So for this page, I feel like the last page was super multicolored, scrap heavy, and so this one, I kind of felt like I was allowing myself to go back to my comfort zone and just pick two colors to use exclusively. And so I pulled in all of the pink and green, and I just think it looks so dreamy together. And with the dreamy quality that these photos have of me getting ready in my wedding dress, I kind of just felt like it had to be. So I'm piecing together my 12 by 12 here. I was okay using a whole 12 by 12 as my background, but once I realized I had three 4 by 6 photos, I realized that I could save a chunk of the background since so much of it was going to be covered by photo. So again, I end up not even having to use a whole 12 by 12, which makes me so happy. That means I can get that many more layouts out of this kit this month. So I'm just piecing together all the different elements. I loved the tone on tone pink stripe. I thought that would be a beautiful 12 by 12 as my background. So that's what's going to look like my background. And then I had a scrap of this solid. So this is the double-sided solid from this collection. The other side is the navy that you guys already saw me use. So this is the scrap from the second page. I just flipped it over to the green side, and now I'm going to use that to border my my row of photos before they go on to this tone-on-tone pink background. So I really love that. You can see the black kind of cheap paper from my stash I pulled in to be the base of this 12 by 12, so I can kind of piece together all the bits and pieces. I'm just gonna lay them all out. I pretty much saw how much was going to be covered of this tone-on-tone pink and saved it. And now I'm going in with my green piece here. So I did do a scallopy border punch on the top and bottom of this solid green piece. I just think that lacy detail was perfect for a wedding. I didn't want it to look too blocky. Sometimes I worry if I use a chunk of a solid paper, it just looks too plain. Especially if I don't do a border punch or something to kind of break it up and give it some texture. So I love the lacy scallopy border punch. I think is so pretty on this green, and I just love that you can see that tone on tone pink pattern peeking in through those lacy holes. So I'm just piecing this all together. I have that lacy green on the top and the bottom. I wanted a chunkier part of it on towards the top because I know I was going to do more layering and like my title and stuff up there, but I really wanted it to tie into the bottom, so I made sure I still saved a bit that I could tuck down there. But this is now my 12 by 12. I pieced together my 12 by 12. I have all three of my photos glued together in a row, and I love this. You guys know this is one of my go-to designs. I love when I have three 4 by 6s in the same orientation and I can just stack them up like this. I think it's so pretty, and it's such a nice way to visually tell a story. And especially for this event, I obviously had me in the first photo, but you can see my mom starting my dress at the bottom, or in the middle, I mean. And then my sister kind of took over because my sister's really good at looping these buttons, or maybe my sister started and my mom had to take over because my sister had longer nails. But either way, they both helped me into my dress. It's a little fiddly with the way you had to loop the buttons and all that stuff, but I'm glad that they both got to help me into it because I have a picture of both of them. And so yeah, this is just me getting into my wedding dress and having them help me, and I just feel like the whole aesthetic of this page makes me happy. It's just so sweet and dreamy, and you can see I pulled in all of the green and pink bits to the left there, so I'm just pulling in from those piles to create my areas. I definitely wanted to get at least 2 pocket cards on this page. I feel like I have a lot of pocket cards this month, and I'm always worried I'm going to not get them used up, so and there's a lot of journaling ones this month. So I definitely wanted to make sure I got one of the journaling cards used, and then one of the other ones that was just a pattern. So I love this. I have the little journaling one, and then I have the sweet little heart pattern staggered up behind it. And now I'm just trying to pull in some other green pieces to tie back the green elements. It was kind of yo-yoing back and forth between adding more green and adding more pink until I came up with a balance I was happy with. So I'm liking this right now. There is a pink branding strip that I also thought would be nice to tie in. I was very aware of this solid green. I just love that color and lacy detail, but it felt very naked. It felt too plain against all of these other elements I was using that had pattern, even though it was a subtle pattern. So I thought I could use this pink and white polka dot branding strip as an extra layer on top of the green, which I think helps. And I'm planning on tearing that branding strip to add a little bit of texture too once I kind of get to that point of gluing it down. But I'm happy with that cluster I had, so I'm going to go ahead and get that glued down. I did gut a chunk of the white and pink heart pocket card because it was covered by the other card, and I really think that pattern is sweet, so I wanted to save a chunk of it. But here I am going in with my two little embellishment clusters. I love those because the little ampersand, it's me and my family getting ready. And then that little green tab at the top I paired with a little pink heart, so I think that's a cute little touch. I did feel like I wanted one more cluster to the bottom right. I really like when I do this kind of design, I have a kind of a major cluster towards one side. On the side I have more room, but I really like kind of a complementary smaller cluster on the opposite side of the page, so you have this diagonal area of embellishment, which I really think balances the page really nicely. So I kind of looked at what I had left to use, and I still had a scrap of the pink scallop from the info card. And since I'm using a pink scallop, I kind of wanted a green element on top of that. So I have the green rimmed pink label from a pocket card that I fussy cut earlier in the month. And so I like that because you have the green edge running onto the pink scallop, but then again the pink label within that element. So I kind of just like going back and forth with those two colors to really make it look balanced and add some interest. So now I just need to put a couple things on that label down there to finish it off. So there are several flower bits, and I was like, this is the wedding page. I might as well start getting flowers on here. My dress and my mom's dress both had, and my sister's dress, we all had florally lacy elements, so I think getting some of these floral ephemera bits used up would be nice. I didn't want to pile them all on this page, but I thought it would be nice if I at least had one floral element in each spot. So the smaller chipboard flower I'm going to have in the bottom right hand corner, and then the larger die cut floral piece I'm going to have in my larger cluster, just because I feel like that area can handle some bigger element. And now I'm kind of toying around with, I know I definitely want a couple hearts to be scattered amongst these two areas of embellishments. So I'm using some hearts from the sticker sheet, but I didn't really realize the heart on the sticker sheet is the brighter pink. And that hasn't been introduced on this page yet. I'm really liking the softer pink, and the brighter pink was a little bit distracting, so I will go in and end up removing that brighter pink sticker and replace it with a chipboard lighter pink heart. But everything was kind of looking too boxy up at the top. I really liked how my cluster was coming together, but I thought this is a wedding page. We got a lot of lacy details. I gotta throw in a doily. This is the page where a doily I think would really tie in the feel of the dress. So I did just tuck a doily around those corners, and that really helps soften up the blockiness of those pocket cards. So it served multiple purposes, but I also think it helps tie in with my lacy border punch that I did. So I'm really liking how all that's looking. Before I got too far, I did want to do my journaling, so I did just pull in a green pen that I felt matched the green on this page the best, and did a little bit of journaling up there. All it says is getting ready, Mom and Becca helped me into my dress while godparents Don and Teresa occupied Bennett and Avery. Hair, check. Makeup, check. Dress, check. So that was just my little journaling over there. At this point, I'm very happy with the elements I used up from this collection. Now I'm kind of thinking, what can I pull in from my stash to finish this page out? I definitely wanted a title in white, so I did go pull in some of my white foam alphabets. My mom actually gave me these, so I'm happy to get it on a page with her, but I just felt this page was so light and dreamy, and the alphabet that came in this collection is black. I love the alphabet. I'm going to probably hoard it and use it with a different collection altogether. I haven't even touched it yet this month. So yeah, the black puffy outfit that came in this collection, I'm probably going to save for a future kit that you guys will see. But for now, I'm really liking using the Freckled Fawn tile alphas, but for this page, it really needed that soft white foam alpha look. So I just pulled in those stickers. I am just titling it Getting Ready. I needed another element to kind of tie in this cluster with the horizontal open space. So I really think this title helps drag out that cluster horizontally. But you can kind of see what's really bothering me is how I love this solid green on this page. This page had to have this solid green to really make it look grounded and that contrast, but that solid green is just too plain. It needs something. So I'm kind of fiddling with my clusters now. This is where I tried adding chipboard hearts, and I realized that darker pink was too distracting, so I go back and pull off all the darker pink and kind of just leave it with the lighter pink, which I like a lot better. I'm glad I made that decision. And I'm kind of thinking I'm almost done at this point, but that solid green is just, it grabs my attention, and there's nothing important about that solid green where it should be where your eye goes to first. You know what I mean? So I just think it needs some kind of pattern or something to help it go with the rest of the page. And so what I decided to do, I'm just getting all the hearts situated now, was I go through my stash and I have my trusty dusty like collection of heart die cuts that Ronnie sent me. I reach for that a lot when I'm kind of towards the end of a page, but I just need another element to kind of fill in or beef out my spots. So I did go and add a glassine bag here too before I forget, just because extra texture and why not. But I pull in Ronnie's little container of heart die cuts that she sent me, and I knew right away like that was the perfect touch. She has some rows of outlined hearts that are just so sweet and white, and look how they look on this solid green. Like, oh my gosh, it is the perfect touch. Like, I was so happy when I pulled those out. I was like, this is exactly what this green area needs. It needs some interest so it's not so like plain in the middle of all of these kind of fine, subtle details that is the rest of the page. So I decided to use two of these to kind of create that horizontal like interest on the solid green, and I just think it goes with the it just goes with the style of the page so well, and it was just the exact perfect thing I needed to finish it out. And while I was going through that little box, I found a slightly larger single outlined heart, and I love that because I added that to the bottom right hand cluster, and that really just ties everything in together. I'm so pleased. I really feel like that's what made the biggest difference on this page, were those few extra little die cuts. But yeah, I love it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.